Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Harmonic Chaos. I hope you're absolutely all having a blessed day today. Now, again, this is a bit of a different video. Last month, I put together a project called Who Is Dimash? That video seemed to go over fairly well. Got some recommendations to do some other people, but one person that I had on the back burner that I wanted to, cover was this little, slightly kind of sort of known individual called, what's her name again? Oh yeah, Floor Jansen. I'm sure most of you know who Floor is, but just kind of a 30,000 foot view. Floor Jansen is a Dutch singer-songwriter who is the current lead vocalist for the symphonic metal band NIGHTWISH. Thanks so much for watching. I almost got you again. Oh man, one of these days that's gonna get old, but today ain't that day and tomorrow ain't looking promising either, so. But any hoosers, like I said, she's a Dutch singer who started singing in 1997. Her career has been going on longer than I have been alive. Nice. In 1997, she started the band After Forever. I have covered them here, which, again, is wild to say out loud because she has been a professional singer for longer than I've existed. And pretty much ever since then, she has been a lead singer in a few different bands. When After Forever disbanded in 2009, Floor decided to form a new band called Revamp, and that band went on to release 2 full-length studio albums. Those 2 albums being the self-titled album of Revamp, and the second one was Wildcard. And unfortunately, during this time that she was with Revamp, her health started to decline a little bit. I believe this was in 2011. Floor was experiencing occupational burnout. It can literally happen to anybody, but going as hard as she did for so long, it's not surprising. Even if you absolutely love what you're doing, burnout hits everybody. It does not discriminate. So completely a side note, if you are experiencing burnout, just know you're not alone. I feel like the events of the past few years have kind of taught everybody that it can happen to literally anybody at any point in time, no matter what their career is. Just know you are very much not alone. After going through burnout and recovering mentally from that. In 2012, this, am I gonna do the whole underplaying thing again? Yeah, why not? This relatively unknown band from, somewhere in, I think Finland probably, reached out to her and asked her to join them and replace their lead singer as performing lead vocalist as they were currently on tour. This band is called NIGHTWISH. And if you're familiar with this story, you already knew it was NIGHTWISH, but it's fun to just play it out for dramatic effect. Anyways, yes, so in 2012, the band had a falling out with their lead vocalist, so they asked Floor to step in and take over, and she did, and she crushed it. And in October of 2013, it was announced that Floor would be the permanent lead vocalist for NIGHTWISH. With this announcement came the disbanding of Revamp, who until this point, even though Floor had taken a break, they remained together but on hiatus, which obviously came to an end in 2013. Now, I'm not going to be delving too much more into NIGHTWISH themselves at this current time. I'll explain why later. But that's about the 30,000 foot view of her career that kind of led up to where she is right now. But backing it up a little bit further, when Floor was growing up, she actually had wanted to be a biologist, oddly enough, but I guess that never really ended up panning out, so the world never got to see her glorious biology talents. We just have to settle for an absolute powerhouse, world-class singer and songwriter. Despite her choosing singing as a full-time career, in 2018, there was a new species of beetle that was discovered by scientist Andreas Weigel. Weigel? Maybe it's Weigel. And it was actually named after Floor. It was named oh boy. It was named Semestrianus floriansene. Yeah, there's no shot that I got that right considering it's Latin and Latin is a dead language. That's a rant for a different day, but I digress. That's a little bit more backstory. Bringing it back to the present, Floor has begun to lay groundwork for a solo career alongside her being the leading lady for NIGHTWISH. She has released several singles over the past few years, including Me Without You, which I did a video on. Earlier this year, or 2023 for those of you who are watching it in any other year. If you're watching it from 2022, I have a few questions, but We can get to those later. Floor released her first solo album titled Paragon, which was released to absolute rave reviews. The Harvard Crimson stated that on Paragon, Jansen explores and creates her sound as a soloist, veering into the realm of pop without losing her metal and classical roots. Which, after hearing her work on Me Without You, I can completely agree with and see exactly where they were coming from. Because in Me Without You, I said it in the video, I will reiterate it now, it was so cool to see Floor just do her thing and just no holds barred, be able to take the song in any direction that she wanted to, and just to see where that led to. And the final product of Me Without You is such a fantastic song, so I'm so glad that she took the creative liberties and just did it. And it was so cool to still see her like embrace her musical history, I guess, or you know, everything that she's done in her career in the past that led her to making that song. Just kind of see her still embrace that, but still like explore something new. Outside of her solo work, Floor regularly works with Arjun Anthony Lucassen and his band Star One. She has also lent her voice to the band Arion, as well as singing lead for several songs of the Mayan album Quarter Past and in Avalon's Angels of the Apocalypse. As far as Floor's personal life and like relationships and all that sort of stuff, I don't really want to delve too much into that because it is public. You can go find it and read it like, oh, she, you know, dated from this time to this time. I don't really want to delve into that. That's not really the point of this video. Also, I mean, you'll notice that I didn't really delve into that when I was making the Who Is Dimash video. So I'm not really delving into that in these videos. That's not really what it is, the whole point of this. But what I will say, because, you know, just again, 30,000 foot view, she is currently married to Hans van Dahl, and he is actually the drummer for Sabaton. So power metal runs in that family, and they have 2 daughters. Their youngest was actually born exactly a month ago as of this video releasing, which would be November 20th, 2023. Again, if you are watching this in the distant future or next week, either way. Outside of music, Floor has extracurricular activities. Is that the right word for it? I don't think it is, because it's like extracurricular is like something outside of curriculum, which is something that's in school, but she's not in school. Regardless, she has quite a few other ventures. She, funnily enough, has actually done reaction content before. So there's that. Like when I found that out, I'm like, oh wow, okay. Like I didn't watch any of her reaction videos, but like I'm like, I want to know what she has to say about stuff, because this just seems like it'd be super interesting. And one of the songs that she reacted to was Ghost Love. Floor also has uploaded a few masterclass videos to her YouTube channel as well, you know, talking about singing and all that sort of stuff. And again, that seems really interesting to watch, because seeing how much of a powerhouse she is in the recording studio and on stage, it'd be very interesting to get her opinions on stuff when it comes to singing and techniques and all that. Which all of this exists on her YouTube channel, which will be linked in the description down below, and you can go check out if any of that sounded remotely interesting to you at all. But I would definitely recommend going and checking out her YouTube channel. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, because I will be revisiting Floor in the near-ish future. Hint, hint about future videos and projects and whatnot. But you'll just have to wait and see what all that is about later. Anyways, that was kind of the 30,000 foot view of who is Floor Jansen. Thank you for joining me on this trip to find out who is Floor Jansen. I hope you absolutely all enjoyed. It was a blast to make this video. It was a blast researching. Like I said, I love researching and just doing deep dives into things. So these videos are a blast, and I definitely plan to continue them on in the future. If you have any artists that you would like me to check out, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will add them to my ever-growing list of artists that I need to do videos like this on. So with all of that being said, I hope you absolutely all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys all next time. God bless.